Hello everyone and welcome to A Year with C.S. Lewis. Now we're on day 3, or January 3rd. The title is Not Naked, but Reclothed. Our own situation is much like the erudite Olympians. Great prophets and saints have an intuition of God which is positive and concrete to the highest degree, because, just touching the fringes of his being, they have seen his plenitude of life, energy, and joy. Therefore, and for no other reason, they have to pronounce that he transcends the limitations which we call personality, passion, change, materiality, and the like. The positive quality in him which repels these limitations is their only ground for all the negatives. But when we come limping after and try to consult the intellectual or enlightened religion, we take over these negatives, infinite, immaterial, implausible, immutable, etc., and use them unchecked by any positive notion. At each step, we have to strip off from our idea of God some human attribute. But the only real reason for stripping off the human attribute is to make room for putting in some positive, divine attribute. In St. Paul's language, the purpose of all the unclothing is not that our idea of God should reach nakedness, but that it should be reclothed. But unhappily, we have no means of doing the reclothing. When we have removed from our idea God some puny human characteristic, we, as merely erudite or intellectual inquirers, have no resources from which to supply that blindingly real and concrete attribute of deity which ought to replace it. Thus, at each step in the process, our refinement of our idea of God contains less, and the fatal pictures come in. Thus, at each step of the process of our refinement, our idea of God contains less, and the fatal pictures come in: an endless, silent sea, an empty sky beyond all stars, a dome of white radiance. And we reach, at last, mere zero, and worship a non-entity. This was from C.S. Lewis's Miracles. Okay, and the little fact they have at the bottom is, in 1892, J.R.R. Tolkien, Lewis's longtime friend and colleague, and fellow Inkling, a group of friends who met regularly from about 1930 to 1963 to share writing and good conversation, and the odd pint, is born in Bloemfontein, South Africa. In Bloemfontein, Africa. Thank you, and I hope you enjoyed our reading for today. If you have any comments, please put them below. And if you have any suggestions, also put them below. Please like the video and subscribe. This was Audio Inspiration. Thank you.